Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be sitting around pretty much the shutdown is just a cover to overhaul the government, right? They have the funds, is well known, they have the ability to continue the status quo and to maintain the current system at hand. But as we know, powers that be, these elite banking families and these elite level Edomites, they want to change that system. They want to transition into a digital blockchain system, right? A global welfare state. But in order to do that, they have to first bring down the current system. All right. They have to create chaos and a need for what they're trying to bring into the earth. Because right now people are they're happy with the way things are structured now. Women, they're able to live their fantasies of being independent. You got pretty much a lot of people, mainly women, who rely heavily on this, on these welfare programs and such. But if you think about it, one of the things that 47, my man Donald Trump, one of the things that he ran on was saying that he wanted to get rid of such programs. And what better way to do it than to shut down the government, right? And you may think, federal employees ain't getting paid either. That's right. And, Trump himself said that a lot of them don't, they shouldn't be paid, right? There's a lot of agencies and a lot of departments that they're seeking to get rid of anyway. All right. So you got guys out there, right, who claim to be in some type of right? Like Anton Daniels and, et cetera, Myron Gaines. And, they'll sit up here and say, well, the Democrats are causing this and, all this foolishness. But they don't really understand the depth that this truly goes. It goes deep, way deeper than just some surface level stalemate in the House and Senate. No, this man has an objective, all right? He's able to pay these federal employees if he wants to. And guess what? Don't be surprised if a bill is passed to where specific federal employees like air traffic controllers, maybe TSA, active duty and reserve duty servicemen and women, that somehow, some way they're able to get funded, right? They're able to get the funds that they need, right? But it's going to be a lot of people left out of that, all right? Don't be foolish and think that this is all going to pass over, because there's a good chance. Who would have thought they would have got this far, right? A lot of people didn't. This is Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right. So the point is, if it were possible, you could deceive the elect. But guess what? It's not. So when this demon bring these different miracles and such, one is, they like to create chaos and then bring themselves to solve the problem that they created to make themselves a hero, to glorify themselves, right? That's the MO of this man. Okay? Very egotistical. All right? He wants to be reverenced as a god. And these are just steps to further that image. Okay? And it's going to end with a digital implant. Okay? Because he's going to make people so desperate. All of this is nothing but a psyop. This is nothing but testing grounds, man. Just like he did in 2020. And it's no coincidence that the same man is in office that, spearheaded the great experiment in 2020, man, that ended with a jab. Okay? That the primarily his supporters, coincidentally, were against. But guess what? He came out and said, I think you should take it. And then dressed it up real nice. And it's like people just forgot about that. Operation Warp Speed, what was that about? But no, he's not like the rest though, right? People are foolish. Okay? This is Daniel 8:25. And through his policy, this is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, right? Back during the time of the Grecian Empire. But they still use these same tactics, okay? It's Daniel 8:25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. See? So it's been his whole MO to get rid of these certain programs, right? To usher in new ones. Okay? Anyway, what better way to do it than shut down the government? Because, even though it's two sides to the same coin, there is real animosity between these two factions, the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay? So when he came in office, guess what he did? He signed a bunch of executive orders. He's changing the way in which past presidents have operated. And he's turning it into more of a, authoritarian figure. Okay? And he's using these different loopholes like a government shutdown to get his way, in the government, and to rehaul it and to restructure it to fit the agenda that's been proposed. Okay? And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. See? Shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And it's going to get to the point with this man. He's going to try to fight against the angels. Okay? And Yahweh shot himself. But guess what? He's going to be destroyed. But up until that point, he's going to continue to run the same play. Okay? As long as people fall for it, which they will. Okay? Because if they don't, he's just going to increase the hell. And he's going to make you capitulate. Okay? Force it. He's going to force it. All right? So that's why if you are weak-minded and an unbeliever now, when things really pop off, as of tomorrow, right, it's going to be a new way of looking at the world, because a lot of people ain't going to get that government assistance in which they had. So a lot of people's lives, 42 million people's lives are about to change. Okay? Whether they acknowledge it or know it or not. Okay? And not just 42 million people, because that's, 12% of the population? So they say on paper. Okay? So that's going to affect each and every person in this country, whether it's through supply chain, whether it's through price increase, okay? Whether it's through crime, things are changing, man. Okay? Right in your face. This is Job 15:35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. See? He's conceived this mischief. He's been planning this. This has been in the playbook the whole time. All right? These different problems that he's creating these issues, right? Because they're moving fast. Okay, in Revelations it says that he knoweth that he had a short time, so he's coming down with great wrath, right? That's what we're witnessing. And their belly prepared deceit, right? Deceit is in his heart. Wickedness is in his heart. He imagines evil thoughts, okay? And this is his goal. We know his goal, okay? See, America has always been what it's showing itself to be, but people have long forgotten. All right. But pretty soon people are going to remember the bloody, treacherous foundation of this place. Okay, because it's going to get real wicked real soon. Okay. This is Isaiah. Say that. This is Psalms 7 and 14. Behold, he traveleth with iniquity and have conceived mischief and bring forth falsehood. See, and that's what he's bringing. He's creating these different situations, right, to bring forth his agenda, which he's been planning on doing the whole time, right? He's going to make it look new and window dress it, right? Make it look appeasing, appetizing for people through what? Your pain. A very merciless man. Very evil. He made a pit and digged it and is falling into the ditch which he made, right? This same pit is about to be his downfall, right? Because it's going to go in a direction in which he did not anticipate, which is one where the elect is going to be intervened for, right? The Lord is going to deliver a select number of his people. Miracles are about to happen, and Israel, Jacob will not be consumed. Okay. Your plans are going to fail. These thermonuclear missiles that you continuing to prep, thinking that you could really fight against the Lord, well, ain't going to go the way in which you plan. Okay. After this great war in which because he wants to, this is what he's planning, mass depopulation, right? But he thinks that he's going to come out on top. No, you're going to be the one to suffer. His mischief shall fall, or his mischief shall return on his head. Salakia. His mischief shall return upon his head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate, right? He's going to be the one to suffer. He's going to be the one that loses, right? Not us. Okay, this is Isaiah 1:10, or 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Right. They're prescribing this grievousness. They're changing these laws. How could you, for 40-something years, 50-something years, create a system where people become ultimately dependent upon it, right? Increasingly, year by year, and then at the drop of a dime, just turn it off. This man is wicked and evil, man. And when are you going to see it? Okay? But we're going to be, those of us who are, prepared spiritually, we have nothing to worry about, man, because we seen it coming. Okay? Let me see. This is Psalms 94 and 22. But Yahweh Shema Shai is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. He shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, Yahweh Shema Shai, our power shall cut them off. So that's what the Lord's getting ready to do. He's getting ready to cut down Esau. All right, it's going to look bleak for Jake for a second, but guess what? It's only for the purification of our people and for the undesirables, of our people to be done away with. And when that purification process is done, we will be redeemed, man. This is a part of our redemption. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shah, Bashem, Wakakwadash, Wa, Ba, and DTA.